Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Round 24 of the 2022 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season underway. It's final stage time. We are green for the Four Wheels Media 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And it is Matt Smith, the two-time NASCAR Platinum Cup Series champion, leading the way with the points leader right behind him, Aaron Garcia in the 24 in second, along with Charles Jackson, Jesse Carlson, and Landon Jenkins rounding out the top five. 24 drivers from 4 different countries represented in tonight's race, tonight's main event at Atlanta Motor Speedway. After this one, we only have 4 more regular season races until the playoffs begin. I'm NOSSCAR CEO and founder Tyler McMurder, alongside my 2 in-race reporters, Jesse Carlson in the 6 and Alex Fesdahl in the 17. Strap yourselves in, kick back, relax, grab a cold can of soda, and enjoy the show. It's main event time here on Friday night for the Platinum Cup Series, hosted here on NASCAR Heat 5. And we'll throw it down to our reporters in just a moment. We know that these restarts can be wild and chaotic. It's been an interesting race so far, to say the very least. Aaron Garcia won stage 1, Matt Smith won stage 2, and we are seeing the drivers who have been the strongest all race long now up at the front of the field battling for the lead, and the top 4 have begun to separate themselves from the rest of the field just a little bit. Dave Marks Jr. in the 41 scored in 5th, having a great run, looking for his first career NASCAR Platinum Cup Series win. He just got kicked to the outside there by Jesse Carlson. No harm, no foul there. It would have been a clean pass. It actually looked like Jesse was a little nice to him, lifted and let him get back down to the bottom, maybe draft and work together to catch the lead 4. Trey Hollywood scored in 7th in the 48 machine. He won the Talladega race earlier this year. Jesse Carlson in front of him in the 6th. We should mention 2 wins for him this year. Josh Colombiez in the 9, running in 8th. 2021 NASCAR Legend Series champion, no wins for him this season. Looking to change that here tonight at Atlanta. He almost changed it earlier at New Hampshire. Alex Fesdahl, the 9th car in line, is trapped 2 laps down and looking to scratch and claw his way back inside the top 15 and get as many points as he can. Aiden Cody in the 95 and Beam SKP in the 14 round out the rest of your top 10. Of course, Beam in that 14 Ford Mustang for Steel Horse Motorsports. He won the Daytona 500 earlier this year. 30-car show. He knows all about the high draft influence. Back up front we go. Matt Smith still your leader. Aaron Garcia putting the pressure on a little bit here, running in 2nd, and every time we come to Atlanta Motor Speedway on NASCAR Heat 5, we put the draft influence on high, and we let these drivers fly, because if we put wings on these cars, I'm pretty sure they would. The speeds that they carry going into these corners when we put the draft influence on high is very critical, very high, very intense. And it allows these drivers to save some fuel going into the corners a little bit if they're about the 3rd, 4th, or 5th car in line. It's how strong that pull really is around this racetrack. And one driver we should give a call to, Landon Jenkins in the 88, looking for that first win in the Platinum Cup Series as well. And he's the highest running driver with no career wins here in Platinum Cup competition, running up there in 4th and not losing the draft at all with this lead group. And it's the crucial time now, folks. It's the final stage time. There's no guarantee we're getting any sort of stoppage between now and the end of the race. You've got what you've got. The track position you have now is what you've got to start with for the final stage, and it's all about executing from this point forward. Jesse Carlson runs in 5th. He's been able to clear the 2nd group and drive away. He's actually put about 8, 9, maybe even 10 or 11 car lengths in between himself and Josh Colombiez. Josh in the 9 runs in 6th. And we'll throw it down to our in-race reporter, Jesse Carlson. Jesse, you got 2 wins this year, and you've got a strong car here tonight. We haven't seen many drivers be able to break the draft threshold and drive away the way you just did. How's the car feel, buddy, and do you think you got something for the front 4?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've been able to keep up with them even since I'm by myself. Yeah, I kind of had a bit of a incident with the 88 earlier, which knocked me up high. Kind of came down on him, but we'll review that after the racing, yeah. But overall, just trying to hold with the leaders and try to inch my way up there.
Good luck the rest of the way, buddy.
Thank you.
And he is getting closer at times. He's right, and it's impressive as well. No draft help, and he's keeping a good pace going here. And if they get to battling those front four, I think that he's going to be able to pounce. Josh in the 9 car still holding on tight to the 6th place position. And we should give a call to Emily Seri, the driver out of Canada. Still on the lead lap and up there in the top 15. On a mark on that number 11 Toyota Ford Juicy J Motorsports, and she's actually within striking distance of getting up there and challenging and driving inside the top 10. So many different lines you could take here at Atlanta, and we saw Matt Smith in the 47, the pink and white Chevy Camaro for Lone Wolf Motorsports, venture all the way up to the top side through 3 and 4 this most recent time by, and found a lot of grip up there. And while he did that, Charles Jackson in the 1, he ventured all the way down low, hugged the yellow line all the way through 1 and 2 the last time by, 3 and 4, and was able to clear the 24 car and take over P2. Can't take the lead from 3rd is probably the mindset of what Charles is thinking. There's many laps to go, mind you, but Charles is the type that does not like to just ride around. He likes to lead laps, he likes to pass cars, and he doesn't like waiting. And as you can see, he's already starting to plan moves and try to attack the 47 to take the race lead. While all of this is going on, Jesse Carlson in the 6th, running in 5th, continues to gain on the top 4, and how impressive is that? No draft help, and the driver for Crimson Access Motorsports is flying through the front. One of the very best NOSSCAR drivers to never win a championship. He's come close a couple of different times. He was the points leader for this year's Legend Series season after the first 6 races when he was unable to continue attending full-time. And he's got a good shot to continue winning more races here in Platinum Cup, make the playoffs, and make a run for this championship. Trenton Prince running in 6th. Josh Colm-Diaz runs in 7th. Trey Hollywood 8th. Dean SKP running in 9th. Aiden Cody in the 95 rounds out the top 10. It's Sean McNutt in the 51 that's running 11th, just outside the top 10. He's coming off a strong 8th place finish earlier tonight at New Hampshire, though. And Emily Seri in the 11 car, all the way up in 12th. Scored her first top 10 finish in the Platinum Cup Series earlier this season, looking to add another. And we're watching a good battle here, just barely inside the top 10 between 5 cars. Really throw a blanket on top of them, and it's a who's who here in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series team. Of course, the Daytona 500 winner, 2 Truck Series wins as well. And just in front of him, 48 of Trey Hollywood, a Triple Crown winner here in NOSSCAR, won the Talladega race earlier this season. The 9 of Josh Colm-Diaz, right there in the thick of things. In 7th, the 2021 NOSSCAR Legend Series champion, and the 20 car in 6th. Leading this group that we're watching, he's the 2-time NOSSCAR World Champion from Gran Turismo Sport. Many different champions and former winners in this group here, along with Triple Crown winner Alex Tesdall in the 17, who's trapped 2 laps down but showing great speed. And we'll throw it down to Alex Tesdall. Alex, it's not the first time this season that we've had this scenario with you. 2 laps down and trapped, but amazing speed. There was a race earlier this season where you drove all the way up to be the 4th car in line with these exact circumstances. What's going through your mind right now? Do you have any strategy ideas to try to get some of these laps back?
As of now, there's really not much I can do to get the laps back, but right now the plan is just to stay with this group here and hopefully capitalize on a few others that made a mistake and get a few more spots in the end.
That's a great point, because if you can stay with this group and run top 10 lap times every lap, there's definitely cars that are not with this group running top 10 lap times every lap that you're catching and would eventually be a battle for position if you can come all the way around the track and find them. So you got the right strategy in mind, and good luck to you. Hopefully you can pick up a few more. to the lead goes the #1 Chevy Camaro for Charles Jackson for Brett Baker Racing. And it's going to be the first lap he's led so far here tonight for the Four Wheels Media 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the Four Wheels Media podcast. You can find them on Twitter at Four Wheels Media. It was a strong power move to the bottom, slingshot engaged, and he was able to make a textbook pass there, take over the lead. He knows exactly how to win races here in the NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series. Charles has 2 wins this season. In fact, when you think about wins, the top 4 in the running order, they combined for a staggering 15 wins here this season. Now check that, 17 wins between the top 4. And not too long ago, Landon Jenkins in the 88, he began to lose the draft with the top 3, and Jesse Carlson took advantage. He was the 6 of Jesse Carlson was gaining already on the front runners, and he caught the 88 right when the 88 was losing the top 3. Jesse used the draft with Landon and was able to complete the pass, and now he sets his sight on the top 3, and for the first time in the final stage, Jesse Carlson has a little bit of drafting help. If Landon can stay with them, usually 2 cars are a little quicker than 1. Here at Atlanta Motor Speedway with the high draft influence. We got a package here tonight for these cars and these drivers where the draft is super strong, and we do it every time we come to Atlanta Motor Speedway, and it really opens the door for first-time winners. And the highest running driver right now with no wins in the Platinum Cup Series is that 88 car of Landon Jenkins. Landon P5. And now we'll throw it over to Alex Tesdall to confirm, but Alex, we're thinking 2 scheduled pit stops under green in this final stage before the end. Oh! And a problem for Trey Hollywood, the 48 car that was over in turns 1 and 2. I didn't see exactly what started it, but he had a hard hit with the outside wall. He qualified 3rd, and I didn't see exactly what started this. He had great track position too. He was in the top 10. He was on the lead lap, and this is really going to hinder his results tonight at Atlanta. We'll throw it over to Alex to ask him a different question instead. Did you see exactly what happened with the 48?
Yeah, he came out of the pit road straight onto the track right in front of me. I couldn't miss him and head onto the outside wall.
Pardon me?
Yeah, so, I don't know.
And now this time, I apologize for interrupting, this time by he's coming to pit road. Is it possibly missed pit road?
Maybe? It looked like he was coming out of the pits though, but I guess it's possible.
I wonder if he missed pit road and then drove fast down pit road to try to make up the time he had just lost, and then kind of didn't realize that the corner was going to be tight with the speed he had and went up the hill. I'm really not sure. We're piecing this together and speculating a lot, but nevertheless, a big problem there for Trey Hollywood, this year's Talladega winner, and whenever there's a high draft package like we have here at Atlanta, it doesn't matter if we go to Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta. If it's all about the draft, Trey Hollywood's one of the favorites to win, so it's a tough break for him. High hopes for this one, that's for sure. And more green flag scheduled pit stops beginning, and I believe Matt Smith in the 47 has already been to pit road, and now here comes Aaron Garcia and Landon Jenkins, 24 and 88. Charles Jackson is the one that stayed out an extra lap. He's going to still remain as the race leader, but it looks like he's signaling down the back straightaway that he is coming this time by. He might even be sputtering. It kind of looks like he was sputtering a bit for maybe the second half of the back straightaway, and now he safely brings the #1 Brett Baker Racing Chevy Camaro to pit road for service. He's led a lot of laps tonight, looking for that 3rd win of the season. There goes Aaron and Landon. 24 and 88 leaving pit road. Emily Sari is on pit road as well. She was running in 12th before the cycle of green flag pit stops began. It's been a great night for her. And the battle for the lead is going to be between the 6 and the 47, I believe, when it all cycles through, unless the 24 might actually, yeah, he's going to slide up in front of Jesse and Matt Smith. And this is what the top three is going to look like, depending on where Charles Jackson cycles out of the pits. Here he comes. You'll see him down on the apron here in just a moment as the 24, 6, and 47 are going to flash by. There they go. And now if Charles can pull up on the track and try to get some draft with these guys, and if he doesn't lose them, he's still going to have a shot to win, and he's going to have 1 or 2 lap fresher tires than the rest of the top three. Now if the top three can drive away, it's one less competitor they need to deal with for this win. And we should mention that Jesse Carlson in the 6 has caught the front runners. He was already almost there before the cycle of pit stops began, but after the cycle, he is not only there, but he's going to be running in the second place position when this all cycles through. They're working their way through some lap traffic right now. Pablo Hugo and the Cole Trickle Days of Thunder throwback. Going high to let the top three go. He was battling side by side with the 34 of Rush Downing for a moment, so the top three needed to tiptoe for just a moment, and now they've settled that and allowed the top three to resume their battle. Give a call to Pablo. Got his first top 10 of the year just a couple of weeks ago at Road America. Very first NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series top 10 finish, and finished 15th earlier tonight at New Hampshire. Doing the respectful thing, letting the top three go, and now if he can, if he's smart, he'll tuck in line and try to just ride around with the top three. Those are the top three quickest cars on the racetrack right now, and they're working pretty good together, so if you can work with them, you might be able to run better lap times than some of the other drivers you're battling with for position around you. Might even be able to run a few down before the end of this race. There's Harold Burden in the number 16 Chevy Camaro for Air Force Motorsports in the top 10. Not a mark on that car. It's been a clean race for him. Coming off a strong run earlier tonight at New Hampshire, and also coming off a strong victory earlier this week on Monday night for the NASCAR Legend Series at Texas. He's got 4 career NASCAR Legend Series wins. He has wins in the NASCAR Motormaster Series, the NASCAR Tailgate Truck Series, and he's still looking for that very first NASCAR Platinum Cup Series race win. And if he ever does find victory lane in the series, which we know he will, he'll become the 16th different Triple Crown winner here in NASCAR. That'll match the car number. "24 drivers started this race from 4 different countries. We have a few off the racetrack and done for the day. I believe we have 20 cars left on the racetrack, still rocking and rolling for the 4 Wheels Media 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And let's check in with Jesse Carlson, driver of the number 6 Ford Mustang for Crimson Axis Motorsports. Jesse, you've led a lot of laps in this one. You've also had to rebound and run down the top 4, and now it's become a 3-car dance, and it could potentially be joined here by the one of Charles Jackson, but regardless, you've got a great chance to battle for this win at the end of all of this. Tell us how you were able to overcome the odds, run them down with no draft help, and now be in contention again.
All I had to do is just perfectly execute the corners and all that. Yeah, so just trying to make sure we make it to the end and hopefully get the win.
And now, how many laps do we have left? Is there anybody coming back to pit road before the end? I'm coming to trial. There's
there's a car on the wreck in the backstage. We're at 17 to go.
Perfect. So it's safe to say that we can all make it to the end from here?
Most people may not be able to. It's going to be close.
Oh, I see. So if you're a driver that may be short pit by a lap or two, you might be pretty close. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, it's either that or you're going to have to pit for just fuel.
Oh, wow. Okay. And so I believe amongst the top three, the 47, he pit first. The next lap by, the 24 and the 88, they came for service. And then I believe it was the following lap when we finally saw the 6 come to pit road and the 1 car come to pit road. Amongst the top 4, it sounds like Charles Jackson is in the best seat in the house when it comes to winning this thing in terms of tires and fuel, but we'll have to see how it all unfolds. If the 24 and the 47 and the 6, if they can make it the entire way, the 1 is going to need to run them down before the end in order to challenge for the win. And he's going to need to burn up a little bit of extra fuel in order to accomplish that. There you see Charles Jackson, and you can see the gap that he's going to have to overcome if he's going to have a chance to win. It's not impossible, and especially with the caliber driver of Charles Jackson, long time NOSSCAR driver, started with us back on NASCAR 15 Victory Edition, holds wins in many different NOSSCAR series, including 2 NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series wins, both this year. And this is what the battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th looks like. Josh Colm-Diaz in the 9, Landon Jenkins in the 88, and Trenton Krentz in the 20. And Trenton came a long way fast, didn't he? 2-time NOSSCAR World Champion from Gran Turismo Sport, 4-time champion in NOSSCAR in total, and he's been one of the very best ever since he came. And it doesn't take him long to pick up a new racing game and get adjusted, get comfortable, and become one of the top contenders each and every week. And it's pretty much what we've seen here out of him. Got 2 wins this season in that 20 car, and he's a threat for the win almost every single week. Checking in on our Daytona 500 winner, Beam SKP. I believe he's dropped back to the 11th place position. Not too sure exactly what... There could be some strategy in mind here. Beam might have been one of the drivers that came to pit road early, and he might have to save a little bit of fuel to make it to the end, along with the 51 of Sean McNutt, because they were amongst the drivers up there battling for the top 10. There was a group of about 4 or 5, maybe even 6 of them at one point. And now they have all been separated and strung out around this racetrack. Oh, and we got to mention this, and that's a shame too, because she was having a great run. Emily Seri was all the way up in 12th when the most recent cycle of pit stops began, and she was amongst the last of the cars to come to pit road for service. She was probably fine on fuel, and she is off the racetrack and done for the day. And that's a heartbreaker for the Canadian. Meanwhile, back up front, with about 10 laps to go, we'll confirm with Jesse in just a moment. Matt Smith leads.
Yes, sir.
How many to go?
We're coming 8 to go right now.
8 laps remaining, and it's going to come down to these 3. I don't know. It really greatly depends on fuel and tires, but if everybody is able to make it to the end, I don't think Charles is close enough to strike. Unless we see some of these top 3 start to sputter, I think that it's going to come down to the 47, 24, and the 6, and we're going to have a great view of it here for the viewers at home. 7 laps to go in the 4 Wheels Media 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, round 24 of the 2022 NOSSCAR Platinum Cup Series season coming to a close here. 7th annual Platinum Cup season. This season hosted here on NASCAR Heat 5.
My
leader.
apologies, we just hit 7 to go.
All good, 7 to go here, and the race leader, Matt Smith, 8 wins for him this season. Aaron Garcia, the points leader, runs in second in the 24 car, 5 wins for him this season. Jesse Carlson, 5th in the point standings, 2 wins for him this season. And Charles Jackson in 4th, 2 wins for him this season as well. It's a who's who up at the front. They know how to park in a victory lane. They've done it a lot this season, and one of them's going to do it again. 6 to go, and they're catching a group of cars in front of them. I don't know if they're going to get to them in time, and now here comes Aaron Garcia to the bottom. I think he might have used the bumper. And now he's got the preferred line through 3 and 4, or does he? Matt Smith comes on strong through 3 and 4, 5 laps remaining. I think it was good timing by Aaron, though. I think he made the move at the right time. I don't think it's smart to wait until 1 to go or 2 to go, because you don't know if you're going to get that kind of a run that late. And now he's almost past him. He can almost clear him. It kind of looks like Jesse Carlson is going to choose the 24 and maybe clear the 47 and battle with the 24 for the win. I think they both know if they let the 47 keep the lead, then it's safe to say he was going to win this one. And Matt Smith scraped the wall a little bit coming out of turn 4. It killed his momentum, and now he's dropped back to 3rd, and he's got a front row seat for the 24 and the 6. They're coming around to 4 to go this time. Phil Baldwin, 3-time NOSSCAR champion from Gran Turismo Sport in the 22 car, gave way for the leaders respectfully, let them battle it out. And now this lead trio is going to catch that group here pretty soon. The one I wasn't sure if they were going to catch or not. And a big move by Jesse Carlson to the bottom going into turn 1. The 24 of Aaron Garcia shuts the door. And now they come out of turn 2, still single file. Aaron doing everything he can to protect the bottom. And while they're fighting for the bottom, Matt Smith is finding great speed up top. Oh, and Rush Downing almost got in the way. That was almost big. 3 to go. The 95 of Aiden Cody went for a slide through the grass. He might have a tire down. I'm not sure. We're going to keep our cameras on the battle for the win. The next 2 cars they're going to catch are Alex Tesdall and Trey Hollywood, and I'm not sure. I don't think they're going to get there in time. Don't know if there's any more traffic for the leaders to deal with. They might get a draft off the lapped cars, and that might change the complexion of all of this. They're going to have 2 laps to go now. Jesse Carlson is fighting hard on the outside, and now Matt Smith, just drove it in hard and moved the 24 out of the way, and he's going to take the lead here at Atlanta with a lap and a half remaining. And now Jesse Carlson is the only one close enough that can make a move here. Coming out of 4, they'll see the white flag.
That was the checkered flag.
Oh, this is the checkers, and Matt Smith is going to claim the win here for the 4 Wheels Media 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway with a bump and run on the 24 of Aaron Garcia. It was a hard run into the corner, moved him up the track, and we've seen the 24 do that exact move to Matt Smith before. And now we see Aaron coming right up to the back of Matt's car at the end of the race to say, "Hey, bud, what was that for?" I'm sure he knows exactly what that was for. Battle for the win is what that was for. What a wild one. 2 in a row for the 2-time champ here tonight. He wins New Hampshire, and now he's going to park it in victory lane for the 4 Wheels Media 500 at Atlanta. 24 races in the history books for the 2022 NASCAR Platinum Cup Series season. 4 races remaining until the playoffs begin. And it's safe to say the favorite to win it all, maybe for the 3rd year in a row, driver of the 47, Matt Smith. It was a wild battle for the win there. Jesse Carlson in the 6, Aaron Garcia in the 24, Charles Jackson in the 1. They all gave it a good shot for it. Came down to the bump and run. Aaron was doing everything he could to protect the bottom and hold his position down there, but I don't know. Matt had a great run and decided he was not going to lift. Contact was made. Up the hill went the 24, into the side of the 6 a little bit. The 6 lifted to get in behind them to try to maybe crossover move one of them. It was a bit of a wild finish there. It's going to do it. Round 24 is in the history books. Congratulations once again to Matt Smith, driver of the 47 Chevy Camaro for Lone Wolf Motorsports. Again, folks, should mention 4 races remaining until the playoffs begin. Some of your heavy hitters, some of the heavyweights to win the championship this year include your race winner tonight, Matt Smith, Aaron Garcia, Jesse Carlson, Trenton Krentz, Charles Jackson, Josh Colm-Diaz, Trey Hollywood, Alex Tesdall, Jeffrey Robinson Jr., Sean Lucas, and more. It's going to be a fight all the way to the very end, I'm sure. Thank you to everybody who joined us tonight. You can head over to NOSSCAR.com/Platinum Cup Series to see updated point standings and race results. And from all of us here at NOSSCAR, we are saying so long, good night everybody, and stay fast.